justice for all.
Thank you. Roll call.
Holcomb. Nikki.
Here.
Sarah. Phillips.
Here.
Mike.
Here.
John.
Here.
Page. Lemmings. Bass.
Yes.
Does anyone have any changes to the agenda that I'm not aware of? Because I don't have any. Okay. All in favor of approving of the agenda with no changes signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Entertain a motion to approve the minutes and financials.
So moved.
Second.
A motion and second to approve the minutes and financials. Any discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Up to county judges' comments. I do have a couple this time. This has probably been the best week I've experienced since becoming county judge back in 2019, because job announcements are always exciting. And I printed off some material and put on your workspace on the new Paleo Valley that we are now partners with in Van Buren County. The Clinton facility, which is the Wild Pastures facility, is a division of Paleo Valley, which is headquartered in Boulder, Colorado. They have already shown that they intend to be a great community partner by undercommitting and overperforming. The commitment that was in the state press release was a $13 million investment. They actually have already made a $14 million investment. They've committed to 20 jobs within 2 years, but their plan is well in excess of that, and there are immediate job openings. The company has a growth plan in place for Van Buren County, which is very exciting. And Justice Mary Phillips was able to be here Monday when we signed the official documents. And do you have anything you'd like to?
Oh, it went very well. I was glad I was here.
And we're going to try to schedule a ribbon cutting celebration coming up soon, and hopefully we'll get to try some of their products that they're going to be distributing here and hopefully making. So, any questions or comments?
That's wonderful.
It is great. Those industrial jobs are at the very bottom of the foundation of economic development. Those dollars turn more than any other dollars. So we've been told that we can expect 3 to 5 subsidiary jobs from industrial jobs. So,
Was this your idea, or did you formulate this thing?
It wasn't my idea. We've been going after a lot of factories and a lot of jobs, and
Right.
we'd get right up to the point, and I'd think, oh, we got something really good going, and the bottom would fall out, the funding would fall out, or who knows what.
Well, I commend you.
Well, thanks.
We appreciate your hard work on
We've
this.
been working for a while, so
Yeah.
it all paid off. All paid off. Any other questions on that?
Bravo.
So, bravo to the county and Mayor McCormick. He was fantastic through this whole process. You have on your workspace an appraisal for our old deputy prosecutor building. You can see what the appraisal came in at. You can see what the city of Clinton paid for the appraisal as well. And we don't need to take any action on this tonight. However, I would like one of you to volunteer to sponsor an ordinance next month if you think that we should sell this to the city of Clinton, because I certainly do.
I would be happy to.
Okay. So we'll let Nikki sponsor this ordinance. Any other discussion? Okay. Moving on to, we have county boards and committee members. Do we have any elected officials or department heads that wish to address the court? Or court, do you have any questions for anyone here? We get to move right on. Maybe a fast evening. Our first ordinance is sponsored by Nikki Brown.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to increase revenues and appropriate $46,198.53 into County Roads line item 2000-0200-999 transfer out. Whereas the Van Buren County Road Department has received a reimbursement payment from the Arkansas Public Employees Retirement System, APERS, and whereas there's a need to appropriate the funds back into county roads. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, Arkansas, that the sum of $46,198.53 be appropriated into line item number 2000-0200-999 transfers out. I move that we approve as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Lemmings,
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
O 2024-28.
Thank you. Our next ordinance is sponsored by Justice Phillips.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to increase revenues and appropriate $85,000 into county roads line item 2000-0200-9999 transfers out. Whereas the Van Buren County Road Department has received checks from the Arkansas Department of Transportation, that's RDOT, to pay for the right-of-way acquisitions, and whereas the county receives the payments from RDOT and then distributes the funds to the property owners affected, and whereas there is a need to appropriate the funds into county roads. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that the sum of $85,000 be appropriated into line item 2000-0200-9999 transfers out. I move that we accept this.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any questions or discussion?
Is this coming out of county general?
We received the money that went into county general, and we've already paid the money. We just need to appropriate it and replace what we paid.
So it's already been paid out to the
It has.
individuals?
Yeah, it has.
So-
We already had the money
What-
in the budget. We just need to replace the
Right,
budget
so
money.
what entitled these people to get the money? I mean, how did that work from RDOT?
Good question. RDOT eminent domain their property.
Okay,
So when that happens, and because they moved the road,
Mhm.
they took quite a bit of land from them,
okay.
and they paid for that property. And on main highways, for whatever reason, I think there's like a federal aid that goes into those. Like say the 65 corridor, that doesn't go through the county, but side roads
Well, that's what I'm asking, why did it
do.
go through the county when RDOT, so?
Yeah,
So some of it funneled through according to where the road's at and,
right. I think they use, they kind of rely on the county judge's ability or authority for eminent domain. Any other discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Mike,
yes.
John,
Yes.
Page,
Yes.
Lemmings,
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
O 2024-29.
Thank you. Our next ordinance is also sponsored by Nikki Brown.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an appropriation ordinance to amend the original appropriation ordinance number O-2023-54, the annual operating budget for 2024, to increase revenues and appropriate $41,000 into the County Reserve Fund, number 1001, and to transfer and appropriate said amount to County General Fund, number 1000. Where there is a need for roof repair in the North Courthouse Annex, and whereas Harness Roofing, Inc. has been chosen to complete the job, and whereas there is a need to appropriate and transfer the funds. Now, therefore, be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that 1, $41,000 be appropriated into number 1001-103-999. 2, $41,000 be transferred into 1001-103-999 and appropriated into 1000-122-4002 building improvements. I move that we approve as written with discussion after this.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve and discuss this. And do you want to? I'll just let you do it.
Okay. So originally the quotes came in, and Harness Roofing was thought to be the best of the quotes. But after further looking at it, there was a lower quote that came in with a better warranty. So the difference would be, this particular quote had only a 2-year warranty, where the other quote from Covington has a 20-year warranty,
20?
is what it says in this letter.
Really good.
Yes, and I think I said 10 over there,
said
and
10
I
over
meant
there,
to say
I'm
20,
like-
Mhm, sorry. And the price, if you'll look, is $31,072. So see, it's even better than I thought it was, or I remembered it. So,
Has this Covington business been in business a while?
I personally have heard of Covington Roofing for a long time. When
Oh,
we
yeah,
had
they've been in
issues-
business for years.
Yeah,
Oh,
we had
years.
issues with our roof downtown.
Yeah.
This was one of the people we called for a quote. So I've been aware of them
Okay.
for a long
It's
time.
20-year warranty, that's good, but it sounds.
Yeah, that's a long warranty on a roof that's flat and problems with.
Now, to be fair with that, and not saying that this is trickery or anything like that, but in owning a flat roof before, there are caveats to any kind of warranty on them. I mean, like, I've learned that the hard way. So this is better than a 2-year warranty, but
Right.
a flat roof
And,
warranty,
and the price is less.
yeah, you're gonna have issues, and there's gonna be things, or I've had things come up that weren't covered. I mean, so like I look at this and I think this is great. It's definitely better than 2, and it's definitely a better price. But a flat roof, you have someone. There's just sometimes things come up that exclude it, but I don't have any reason to think that that's what's going to happen. But flat roofs are just difficult to deal with, unfortunately.
But regardless, it's $10,000
Yeah,
cheaper
I mean, so
for a longer amount of time.
Did
10 times
we
more.
already appropriate some money for this?
So we did. We
21.
appropriated $20,000 last month. Issue is
Was it 20 or 20,000? 25.
20. We went back and forth between 20 and 25. We decided to go with the lower. Air conditioner units keep breaking.
If you noticed in the other building, there's a big fan blowing up the hall. Bad air conditioners out. It's just been one after another after another.
Now the good thing is, if the sale with the city goes through, basically that money is on a building, so it should go back into the reserve to replace this. So we're gonna, if we get 44,000, that's gonna pretty much pay for that roof patch. We're still at the 20, but that's on ACs. We need to look at this trend at budget, definitely.
Right, well, you just said the key word patch. Is this
Yes,
just
yes.
a patch, and then the other ones are for total roof repair?
No, okay, so we have not, let's definitely clarify that.
Okay.
Because these first ones are in harness. One says overlay, partial overlay, and then the last one, that is 30,000, shows remove and replace partial roof section.
See, on that first one though, it says partial too.
Right.
So I'm assuming that they are both partial. But if there's a difference there, that's a key point.
Does the first one show how much? Square feet?
Let's look at that.
2,857 square
Okay.
feet?
Yeah, and then the next one's 963, and the last one was 963. So,
Scanlon. Replace.
Covington's don't have
So-
square footage.
It does.
It says 70 by 45.
Right.
So, gonna overlay existing roof with attached
What's 70?
70 by 45.
That's 3150 if I'm right. Somebody check me.
Yep, 3150.
So that would be
So,
More than
more than that one, right? Or is
it
that?
depends on if you.
See, I thought the same thing, and when I was looking at these, I kept going back and forth. But that warranty kept sticking with me.
Those
20-year
different-
warranty,
yeah.
even if they are overlaying what's already there, and it's not a reconstruct or whatever.
Well, on harness, and a roof quote that I got was like this in past. They've given, that's kind of 3 different options. We were going with the high, so I don't think it's take 28 plus 963 plus 963.
Okay.
I think it's 3 different options.
Correct.
And so the first option was what we picked, and the square feet is 2857. So I'm assuming since the square footage is actually a little bit more on the Covington, that it's as big of an area. But I'm no roofer.
6 more.
Deb, did you have something you wanted? I put the microphone, please.
Anyway,
Terms and conditions.
Covington does the library's roof as well, so we've had no problems with them. I mean, we've had leaks from time to time, and they come out and repair it with no problem. And so far, praise the Lord, knock on wood, everything else, they haven't been out in a while, so.
Okay, good. So, you know, I think it's just as big an area, if not a little bit bigger, based on that. But if anyone sees anything there that makes them, that's a good point.
But your question, Becky, was patch versus redoing the whole thing?
yeah,
And before we got the quote, because I'd kind of asked about that, an old quote or estimate that was thought to be known was about 200,000 to do the whole roof. But that's when we thought that this was going to cost half of what it's ended up. So it could be 400. I don't have any idea. And the way that roof is over there, it's actually three separate. Is it three separate roofs? If you get up there and look, so I think it's something we're going to have to think about. I mean, you know, the ongoing maintenance on that roof and patching. But
Let me ask you a question. So Harness was just gonna overlay, and the others was gonna, Covington was going to replace the roof?
well,
Covington is an overlay.
yeah.
I think they're both overlays.
Yeah.
Is my
What was
understanding.
replacing? I thought I read it was gonna replace.
Okay,
Says it would overlay existing roof.
okay, they're gonna overlay the existing roof with a 1/4-inch dense deck, mechanically attached, and then do the TPO, the 60 mil TPO. Over here on Harness, they don't say anything about putting anything down other than the 60 mil TPO.
Yeah, but they're gonna tear it all the way down to the metal.
Covington? Or Harness?
Technically, though, they're both saying overlay.
Yep.
I mean, it's the word that I see in
The
both
first
of them.
two are the same.
It's not what Harness is saying down there. Remove and dispose of existing roof system down to metal deck.
Okay, well, that is on
900 feet.
a quote that we didn't pick. That wasn't the quote we picked because it was only 900 square foot. So I feel like the one that we're getting
I see what you're talking
was
about.
more of the over the whole thing.
Up
But I don't
above,
wanna-
up
I
above
didn't see
it.
that either.
41,581.
It looks to me like Covington's gonna lay over like a 1/4-inch plywood or something like that, and then put the felt on top of that. And Harness is just gonna put the felt down on what's there. That's what it looks like to me on this. So,
How's the structure underneath it?
Dale, do we know how the structure underneath it is?
It's good.
It is good?
It is good.
Okay.
Where we're lucky is the structure is metal because it was built to be a nursing home, so there's not a lot of wood.
Yeah.
Kind of like up in here, we have a lot of metal and brick and mortar.
So I would move to amend the ordinance to employ Covington to complete the job for the $31,072.
Okay, we have a motion to amend the ordinance to Covington Roofing for $31,072. Do I hear a second?
second.
A motion and a second for the amendment. Any discussion on the amendment? Let's roll call this amendment.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Paige,
Yes.
Lemmings.
So we're striking Harness Roofing, where's this whereas, and then starting that, and that's the only change you make on it then?
And the amount.
And the amount.
An amount, yes, 31,200.
Mhm.
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
Okay, So the ordinance will stand as amended. Do I hear a motion to approve the ordinance as amended?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the ordinance as amended. Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Phillips, sorry, Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Paige,
Yes.
Lemmings,
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
Oh, 2024-30.
Thanks,
Since
y'all.
we did that ordinance that we appropriated that last month, did it specify for the roof? Do we need to redo something to say that it was for ACs now?
We will, and we'll have that ordinance next month. We do.
Any idea when they can get to it?
It shouldn't be too long. Shouldn't be long at all. Our next ordinance is sponsored by Mike Bradford.
Being enacted by a quorum court of County of Van Buren, State of Arkansas, an appropriation ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance to transfer the sum of $100 from the county library fund number 3008-600-999 for cash on hand. Whereas there is need for the library to keep cash on hand to make change, etc. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Van Buren County, Arkansas, that $100 be transferred from line item number 3008-600-999 for the library to keep cash on hand. I make a motion we approve this.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adopt this ordinance. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'm curious, does the library not have a petty cash fund?
We have $40.
Would you care to come up to the microphone, please?
Deborah, Director at the Van Buren County Library. Currently, we have $40 that we keep on hand for petty cash. The $40 is not sufficient. End up running out more times to make change.
So do you not get when overdue books and stuff come in, do you not get?
That gets sent to, we don't keep that in there. That goes, it's written up in our account books and it goes to the bank.
Is there not? a
And I
reason-
talked to the auditors and they said we have to go before the quorum court to be able to account for the $100 we keep on hand in the library.
You have a library fund in, right? You have a library bank account.
Yes.
Is there a reason you can't take the money out of that to?
We could, and I will. I just need it documented that we can have that much money on hand for petty cash.
got you.
And then that way, when they go to audit, what she said they would do is when they, at the time of auditing, they will check and verify that we have that current $100. So it really doesn't need, to come out of the account, but we just need to be able to justify and document that that's what we're doing.
I got you.
And I had emailed the auditors as well and sent this ordinance to them to make sure it was okay, and I've got the email here. She says it should be fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Roll call vote.
Nikki,
Yes.
Sarah,
Yes.
Phillips,
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Paige,
Yes.
Lemmings,
Yes.
Bass.
Yes.
Oh, 2024-31.
Any more discussion or any public comments? Motion to adjourn?
How soon are we gonna know
So
on
moved.
this here, Paleo Valley, when they're gonna be hiring people and getting started? How quick is it gonna take place?
Oh, they're already in the process. The portal's open for applications.
Seen that, but are they supposed to be operating here? How soon?
It's supposed to be really soon. Really soon. You know, of course, I'm still having to go through a third party. I'm having to go through AEDC and through an advisement company that they've hired. So I don't have any like specifics, like they're going to start on this date and this date, because I know the transfer of ownership is in process, but it'll be after the transfer of ownership is complete.
I didn't even look.
Can I ask you a question, Dale?
Sure.
Concerning this here, was there anyone else that was called on to do an appraisal or whatever we need?
The city of Clinton had to do an appraisal. We have to have an appraisal to be able to sell this to Clinton and to be good with audit and just to be upfront. Appraisals are tasked by law to make a fair appraisal. So I didn't care who they chose.
So the city of Clinton chose this
They did.
before we go in there and
They
study
did.
it.
And if you notice, it was an appraiser that's not from Clinton or from the county. There are sometimes we want to keep all our dollars local. And then there are other times where we need a really good, fair, honest opinion that has no vested interest. And this was one of those times. So I did request that we get someone that had no bias.
Do you know this appraiser?
I've used him before, yes.
Was you satisfied?
No.
Okay.
You're going to have that with anyone you choose. You're going to have pluses and minuses. Any further discussion before we adjourn? Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
She already made.
Any opposed?